Hello, and welcome to another lovely Thursday. We are here with some lovely vintage items that are going to be really exciting to talk about. I'm Amber. I will be answering any of your questions in the comments. And most importantly, here is Gabriela Hernandez. Yay!
Hello, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Today I wanted to show you an interesting book that I have that has a lot of information about salons in the 1930s. So this particular book that I have is a catalog that was sent out to salons around 1929 or so, and it had the latest equipment and makeup and furniture for the modern salon. So it's a very interesting look back into what actually, what types of services the salons were offering and what kinds of products they carried. So I wanted to show you that catalog because I think it has some really interesting information.
Yay, that's so exciting. And what a neat look. We just don't get a chance to see or even think about, the hair dryers and chairs and all of the things you might be using. Because salon culture does seem so different now than it was at the time. So such a cool treat to
Yeah,
see
and it
that.
makes you think too of the modern salons. I mean, we haven't been able to go to the salon for so many months, and all the things that the salon does now for people, and what they used to do in the past, which was
Mhm.
really, cut and also set your hair for long periods of time because people would have their hair set and then they would leave it that way until they went back to the salon to have it washed and set again. So it was something that was kind of a ritual for a lot of people to have their hair set if they couldn't do it themselves at home.
Mhm.
So it was a kind of an integral part of women as they moved into the city and had to go to work and had to look a certain way and have their hair in a certain way for an office or for a job at retail or something of the sort. They needed to look a certain way. So going to the salon was probably something that was very common at the time.
Yeah. Lovely. And so if you have any questions as we're going along, please ask them in the comments. Questions for Gabriela about what she's talking about today or anything else you have for Gabriela, please ask. Just put that in the comments and then I'll send that over to Gabriela and ask her when it's best as she's talking through some of these fascinating things. Great. All right. So let's see
Awesome.
what's in there.
All right, let's look at the book now.
Yay.
Uh,
Yeah.
so,
Oh my
so
gosh.
this is a catalog from a company called Consolidated Muller Brothers, and it was a hair goods company in the 1920s from Chicago, and this is their building. So they had quite a large building, and there was a Woolworth at the bottom of the building, which was kind of interesting. Um, but it, this is kind of interesting. This is photos of the modern beauty shop. So you can see kind of the decor in these modern beauty shops. They kind of look very rustic and a lot of different barber style chairs. Um, Let me show you here. See the chairs that they saw for hairdressing.
Oh, is that a wooden chair?
It's a wooden chair with leather on the.
Mm.
It's a white enameled and covered with gray textile leather,
Oh,
and it has metal parts that are nickel plated. And see, they had different chairs. You can see they had universal chairs, uh, hairdresser chairs.
oh, $54.
I know,
Let's
isn't
see
that
see how,
interesting?
yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, or this chair, which was $139, but $139 in how much would that be in
Yeah.
1930? That was quite a bit of money.
It was
I would,
$139, you said?
yes.
Yeah, let's see. Oh gosh, that would be $2,117 today.
So that
Yeah.
was quite an expensive piece of equipment right there. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, so not inexpensive these chairs. This is kind of interesting that they have something called a bobbing chair. So or a permanent wave chair, and this is a chair that, if you can see, it's higher, and it was to bob ladies' hair so that you would be high enough on the chair so that they could cut your hair in a bob and cut the bottom of the hair easier than if you were lower on the chair. So the bobbing chairs were actually higher up. See, extra high bobbing chair. Isn't that interesting?
It is the idea of having a stationary high chair like that is so interesting because
Yeah,
now we have, they're all just the adjustable ones
it
to make it
just, yeah,
easier. But yeah.
it just tells you how many people were getting bobs
Yeah.
at this time, that they actually had a chair. And this particular chair here had hydraulics that went up and down. So it
Oh,
was a pretty wild chair. Again, it was $135. That was quite expensive. They even had the little children's chairs with
oh,
yeah, isn't it cute, with a little horse or a
that's so
little truck?
cute.
It's very cute. They even have children's seats for bobbing. Isn't that funny?
Oh, for I mean, it makes sense that your little girl might get a bobbed haircut, but I
It
I
might,
never thought about
yeah.
it.
Yeah, see, it's very interesting that
Oh,
this
that's
went over
funny.
the arms of the chair, and then the child sat on top of that.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Oh,
I
that's so
guess,
funny.
yeah. So a lot of chairs you can see here, many types of beauty shop chairs, simpler chairs for uh, facial couches. Look at these
Mm,
long couches to get facials.
that
So
does
I
look very
guess,
comfortable.
yeah, yeah, very comfortable. Uh, then mirrors, massage tables, wall
Oh, sure.
fixtures, manicure tables. These are different kinds of sinks for washing. Sterilizers. Look at all the types of sterilizers they have uh,
Oh,
in the places for sterilizing all kinds of stainless steel things
right.
that they use for shampoo sprays. Um,
It's funny, some of these things are more modern seeming than I would have.
yeah,
A lot of these are still used and
yes,
still a
they
part of
are.
a
They are.
salon.
Vanity. See, these are kind of like, looks like
Oh,
a
those are
vanity.
cute.
These are kind of cute. A little vanity tables.
Yeah, I would have any of those in my house. I'd be happy to have
Yeah.
them.
So dressing tables are kind of
Oh,
nice
that's so
here.
cute.
Um, all kinds of work cabinets. Nice mirrors too. Look at the Art Deco shapes on
Oh,
the mirrors here.
oh wow. I like that triangle mirror
Isn't
and
that
the
wild? Look
other
at
one
these
on the side of it.
mirrors.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much are the mirrors? I'm sorry, I can't see the
Th-
small print just now.
this one, this small one here is $8.80, and it's 14 by 20. And then this larger one is 21.20, and it's 24 by 24.
Wow. Yeah, so that'd be about a $322 mirror
That's
today.
quite pricey actually. And
Yeah.
these booths are kind of interesting. Look at these little privacy booths that they sold.
Oh, and so is that just so somebody could, I guess when you're getting the
Yeah, when you're getting
facial
like
or
a
massage or
treatment or a
something.
facial or
Yeah.
something, you could put a bed there and a bed there, or a station in there, and
Oh.
then close the curtain, I suppose.
Hmm.
And those were $100 and $150 each. So again, pretty
Right.
expensive equipment. See, like here, you could see it set up as with the booth and the two chairs. You
Oh,
see the
right.
little dividers with the two
Hmm.
chairs. Very interesting that you can have. They had stations. They have the idea of stations already in
Yeah.
salons. Uh, Woven furniture, wicker furniture. I mean, all
Oh.
kinds of. Yeah, I know. Isn't that manicure tables? Um, so a lot of really interesting equipment. Um, the parts that are most interesting is really the equipment to actually do the services, because you can see, look at this one, realistic method of permanent waving. And look at this
Oh.
machine. That's a permanent wave
Wow.
machine.
So they would
So they would
twist the
put
hair through the
twist the hair,
rods.
yes, and put the, the chemical on it and
Right.
put it on there. See, no finger or comb waving required. Uh,
Oh, wow.
so
That's
it's
so
a, but
interesting.
look at how much this is. So this is basically was a heater unit to give heat to it,
Hmm.
so that you could get the effect faster from the chemicals that were being
Right.
used. Um, but this was $375,
Ooh,
which
wow.
was quite a bit of money. Imagine
Yeah,
how many permanent waves they had to perform in order to pay for a piece of equipment like this. Because
absolutely.
it's quite a bit of quite a bit.
Yeah,
And
that's,
it came with lotion enough for 24 waves. So it
oh,
came for, yeah, so you came with the 24 treatments for this
right,
price. So I wonder how much it was to actually get your hair permed at that time
right.
to pay for equipment like this, because that's quite an expensive equipment. You can
That
see
is.
there's more machines here, different types of models for the Eugene method
Oh,
here. One of the finest of waving tools for the beautician. Wow. So the hair is wound a specific way and the curl is made
hmm.
permanent, and the way it re-waves are given to new growth. Look at that. That's crazy.
Interesting.
Look at that. Uh, and it costs about the same money. So very, very expensive machines. But look at the
Oh
natural
my gosh.
way. This
The
is kind of what
natural.
they, yeah, this is what they were trying to achieve actually,
Hmm.
and it was called the natural method. How interesting this is, isn't it? To
Wow.
give this to get this style.
I know I was very naive. I don't know why I didn't realize they'd have permanent waves, just like with
Mm-hmm.
permanence.
Yeah. Yep.
In well, we still have them today, but
Yeah.
it does make sense. I mean, that's a very time intensive hairstyle, and it was so popular
Yep.
at the time. I could see
Yeah.
why people would want to just get it and be done with it for a while.
So the machine was basically a heater. It applied heat
Right.
to the damp hair with the solution. Um, but that's a very expensive heater. Wow. um, these are Leon Toblet's oil pads. Wow. Oil
Leon
pads.
oil. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's for permanent waves, I guess.
Well, I
I
imagine
don't
how
know what it is.
dry, with chemicals
Yeah.
and that style heat at the time, I would imagine
Yeah.
they would dry your hair out pretty bad. So
I
I'm sure they
guess.
did need
Yeah.
hair oils.
Yes, I guess that's what it was for. Yeah, it's to put on the thing. So, they sell all kinds of oil pomades.
Oh,
Look at oil pomades for the hair. Um, a lot of machines for curling hair. Lots of them. Look at how many. So this
yeah.
was really quite a popular um, thing to do at a salon, because you have pages and pages of curling supplies and curling machines.
Yeah. So yeah,
Waving machines of all kinds here.
yeah, it's pages
So
of bobs and
pages and
waves.
pages of bobs and waves. Yeah, so you can see, or dryers.
Oh,
Look at this dryer here. That's pretty severe looking.
they do,
The,
they do look not inviting,
no,
those
they do,
dryers.
don't they? But this was very expensive. Again, this machine here was $125.
Oh,
So
wow.
for a dryer, that's quite a
Yeah, that's
lot.
almost $2,000
I know, isn't that
today.
crazy for the so you really to establish a salon at this time, you really had to have some capital to
Hmm.
set it up. It wasn't like you could just open it up and with very few items. Actually, things seem to really cost quite a bit more here
Right.
than they do now. The manufacturing was a lot more expensive. Obviously, I think the machines were made to last a very long time. But and
Sure.
at that price, obviously, you wouldn't throw away machinery. You probably fix it,
Yeah.
indefinitely. So it's a different type of way of thinking. Now we just have very inexpensive things that you throw away and you buy another one. At this
Hmm.
time, you bought something that was really a lot more expensive, but was made to last a very long time, and uh, and you just fixed it and kept it. Um, so this is a scalp massager, which is kind of an interesting
Oh,
thing. So that's something that was in thermal hot oil treatments. See, they had that going on back then. We have that now as well. It's becoming kind of more popular for hair treatments to use oils, and they were already doing that, using different oils and massagers for the scalp. And these are
oh
reducers. Those
my.
like those reducers with the belts.
Yeah,
I
they kind of
yes,
shake you back and
I
forth.
know, I know. Isn't that funny?
If
Hundred and
only that
fifteen
worked.
dollars for that.
Whoa.
$115 for that machine. Wow.
And so the salon might have a little section where you could
Yes,
sit in
yes, where
the
you could
in the
do this.
exerciser.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you could do that. You can get violet rays, whatever that did for you.
Violet rays?
Violet rays, yes. Look at
Wow.
that. Violet rays. I don't know what they I think it was some kind of anti-aging or something of the sort.
Hmm.
Some of these things, some of these are vibrators actually, but I guess they use them for some kind of massage. But the
Sure.
violet rate, I'm not really sure um, what they what they were saying this did for you, but I guess they thought it did something to the skin, I suppose. So
Yeah.
they had all kinds of different machines that were electric, and even an infrared lamp. They had an infrared lamp right
Uh-huh.
here for a number of different for scalp treatments. Uh,
Oh, an
so
infrared scalp treatment, huh?
yeah, yeah. A vibrator for the head to use on
Oh
your
boy.
hair. I know, isn't that interesting? Quite interesting. Then they had like mannequins that you could display and see. Look
Oh,
at your
sure.
sign for outside that said permanent waving
Oh,
that glowed in the dark. See, like this is a letter sign that you could use outside. See, it says shingle bobbing, permanent waving, hair trimming, Marcel waving, facial treatment, shampooing, and mud pack.
oh.
So I guess that was kind of beauty services that were offered a lot. Um, and they still had Wall, the brand Wall of trimmers, hair trimmers. Look, it,
Oh,
it goes back
yes.
to even this era. Look at this is a Wall. Um,
Oh, yeah, that is absolutely still
yes,
available
it's still
today. I
it's
think my
still
husband
yeah,
has one.
yes, yeah. Look at that, 1475
Oh.
for
And
this.
do you think they would use that on women at all for hair or
Yeah,
just for
yeah.
men?
This is for a woman's salon.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
neat.
they
Yeah,
would
that's,
use
oh
it to
gosh.
trim the hair on the
Oh,
back with the
sure.
bobs and
Yeah.
cut it off. And yeah, definitely. Masks, if you think, look at the whole masking thing. This is
Oh,
called the
yeah, not
plastique
new.
mask. Plastique mask. See, is look at that. The mask does all the work. All the facial imperfections come off with the mask. There you go.
Oh, well.
There you go. That's what it says. Um, But yeah, you have masking kit. You get 24 treatments you can buy for this for $10. So that's pretty good for the mask.
Oh, yeah, that's a little better.
Look, they have signs for outside, which is
Oh,
kind of cool, you know, a little barbershop. Uh, some facts here about different products, makeup and powders, which they had. Um, a lot of different contour products. Look at this for the
oh,
contour of your face, which is
what
kind of
is
interesting
it? Just
type
kind of
of.
like rubbing a rod on her
I
face? What is
I
that?
don't, you know, electrically warmed roller, the
Ooh.
contourator. It's called the contourator. It twirls over the face and neck, releasing nourishing emulsions that answer every need of tissue and worn muscles. There you go.
Okay. There you
So it
go.
turns, it turns,
Hmm.
and it's heated.
Wow.
There's another, look at this. This is a shampoo oil,
I love that
Mar
bottle.
oil shampoo. So it's an oil shampoo.
An oil shampoo.
Yeah.
That also seems modern with sort of
Yes,
oil
doesn't it?
cleansing and
Yeah, yeah. Look, they had something called a dye remover for henna. So if you had dyed your hair with henna and
oh.
you wanted to remove it, they had some kind of remover. A lemon rinse, a wave spray and atomizer with permanent wave oil. So there you
Oh
go. You
yeah.
had different oils and things you can. Um, this is creams and tonics for hair, for the scalp.
Hmm.
Um, and then they had all kinds of cosmetics, like Marcel de France toilette preparations. They had cleansing creams and tissue creams, astringents, um, lipsticks called Phantom Red lipstick. I like that
Oh,
like
Phantom
name of
Red.
Phantom Red. It's a really cool. Yeah, they have. Look at this cool ad here for Kiss
Oh,
Proof,
pretty.
which was a bigger brand in the 1930s, and that's why they have a color advertisement in the brochure. If you can see, everything else
Right.
is kind of black and white, but some brands have a color one. So
Hmm.
they definitely paid extra or sold more of Kiss Proof to be able to put
Right.
it in. And the main products, you look and see, very straightforward. The lipstick, the compact rouge, and the face powder, loose powder. That was really um, the main thing that most places sold. They did have
Right.
solid perfume here, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, a
You wouldn't
solid
think they had
perfume.
solid perfume, but they did. They were 50 cents for
Oh,
a
there's a
container, and they had an ounce of perfume. So that's convenient to
that's a
carry in
pretty
your
good,
purse.
yeah. Because that's
Yeah,
only
they were.
$7.62 today. So that's
Yeah,
a pretty
it's not
affordable
too bad
perfume.
for an ounce of it. Plus, you could carry it around. It had they had jasmine, narcissus, cypre,
Ooh.
and something called fleur sauvage, which who knows what that
Oh.
was, but there you go. Um, see, Tangi also had a color page because it's always
Oh,
also kind of a larger player at the time. So you had the Tangi orange colored stick that changed color and turned into a
hmm.
reddish color when you put it on. Um, and this is so they retail for $1. These
And that's
you
their
had
lipstick
yeah,
there
that's their
in that
lipstick right there.
long, skinny tube. Oh, that's
Yes,
so
yeah, it was a
interesting.
long, skinny metal tube, and it had a little tiny thing inside. Then they had the cream rouge,
Hmm.
which was also $1, and compact rouge, which was 75 cents. A day cream, which was a vanishing cream, and then they had a night cream, which was actually a cleansing cream, like a cold cream. So it was vanishing cream
Oh,
and cold cream, basically, same thing.
yeah.
And they had a face powder that also retailed for $1. So everything retail is funny. Everything retailed for $1
Yeah, that's
in
funny
this
they'd all
line.
be the same.
Yeah, it's all the
That would be
same.
about $15 today, so
Yeah,
not
so
too bad.
everything retailed for $1. All other products. So Kissproof had a lot of displays and other things as well. This one is the Phantom Red. Actually, is a whole
Oh.
company that's called
Oh.
the Phantom Red company, I guess, of a brand, Phantom Red brand. And
Yeah.
lipsticks and rouge and phantom brow. And it was
Okay.
created for Mary Philbin, which was a star in Universal Pictures at the time.
Okay.
So I don't know why it was called that, but maybe there's a reason she was
Oh,
related
was
to
she in
Phantom
Phantom
Red,
of
or
the Opera?
maybe.
I'll look
I
it.
don't know what she was in.
Yes, she was.
She
She was in
was.
Phantom of the Opera with
Okay,
Lon
so
Chaney. Okay, so that does make
so
sense.
that's why the line is called Phantom Red. Now you know.
Yeah.
So there you go. So Phantom Red.
How funny.
So the shade Paris is raving over. So there you have it. Yeah, it's kind of fun. And it has a Phantom Red lipstick display. So it
Hmm.
was again retails for $1. And then they had Phantom Brow liquid. So it's a liquid brow thing.
Oh. Hmm.
I guess this one on the bottom here was a liquid brow, and beautifies and darkens lashes and brows. So it's kind of a liquid you could put in both. That was 75 cents. The these smaller ones here were 50 cents, but it's a smaller amount of lipstick, so less lipstick basically.
Right.
And then they had this one, which is the rouge, also 75 cents. So that's kind of interesting that they have
Well,
a whole line for Phantom
yeah.
of the it's called
Exactly.
Phantom Red.
And that's another. It's just another thing that's not new with our Disney collections and things like that. It
Yeah,
all harkens back
to
even to
this, yeah. So
1929.
exactly. So you think that they didn't do this before, but here it is. You can see it
Yep.
right there. Um, So yeah, it's kind of interesting that they had that. They had all kinds of creams from Paris that they advertised as being, finishing cream from Paris, or this fairy stone, which was a French cosmetic that protects and heals from exposure to sunburn and chapping. So it was kind of a
Oh,
healing balm of some kind.
I see.
But it came in shades, which was kind of interesting. It came in white flesh, Rachel, and suntan, which
Oh,
is
huh.
kind of interesting. So it's kind of like a cream uh, foundation almost, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so rejuvenator cream. This is bath of buttermilk, skin tonic here for large pores. Softens the skin and protects it from wind and sun. Chin strap, I guess that was a popular thing. Yeah, no, 10 toe ease for dry burning feet.
Oh,
Yeah, isn't that
there
funny?
you go.
Bat torpedoes. Bat torpedoes are
Bath
actually,
torpedoes?
yes, look at that. It's a salt using crystal for a water softener. You put it in
Oh,
like a bomb, like a bath bomb,
yeah, yeah.
but instead of a bomb, they called it a torpedo. So there you go.
I guess, yeah,
Uh,
bomb isn't really a great word. I'm
yeah,
so used to
no,
just seeing in bath bomb and I forget, like,
yeah,
calling it a bomb is pretty kind of outrageous. So torpedo is just the same thing.
yeah. Isn't
Oh,
that funny?
funny.
It's kind of interesting that what how things are changed, but some things are very similar still. We still have very similar um, uh, products, but different names, different things,
Yeah.
but they kind of do similar things. Um, so these are kind of like containers to carry your powder, different things to carry your powder. Um, this is kind of interesting. It's called a Vapolite lamp, and it's a lamp that they say relieves colds and coughs and asthma and fumigates sick rooms. Heats cosmetics oil for hair treatments. Removes odors while you sleep, read, or work. It is operated by placing a small quantity of medicament, oil, incense, etc. in the bowl and turn on the electricity. Okay,
Oh,
there
yeah,
you
it's like
have it.
wax melter or the
Yeah, like one of
essential
those
oil kind of feeding things.
wax. Yeah, those wax melts that have a
Yeah.
scent. You know, is a
Hmm.
similar. I guess it's a similar thing to that. So look at that. Look, the eyelash curler. You still have the same
Oh,
design of
exactly the
eyelash
same.
curler. You see, look at that.
Wow.
Same design. We haven't
That is
changed this
the
design.
exactly same.
We have not changed it. There's a
Wow.
phantom liquid brow again for 75
Oh, good.
cents. You see, it darkens the brows and tears. Murine, they still actually sell murine for the eyes, for refreshing and
Oh,
cleansing the eyes. You know, murine for taking the red out and that. Look at this.
yeah.
They started selling this at this time for 75 cents.
Wow.
Look at that. Very interesting. And there's your
Really surprising how much
Maybelline
is
Cake
still around.
Mascara.
Oh, yeah.
There's your cake mascara from Maybelline, the early one.
Hmm.
Um, and it was 75 cents. So this is funny. No more pain. No more pain cream. Prevents pain in plucking eyebrows.
Oh,
Isn't that
oh,
funny?
some little, I wonder what was in that to
Yeah,
numb the skin
I
a little
have not.
bit.
Well, I who knows? I guess there was some kind of numbing agent, but it's kind
Yeah.
of really interesting to look at what they had on here. The nail gloss, see nail gloss that is,
Oh,
it's
sure.
kind of like a polish and remover, but it's kind of like a clear looking glossy top coat. It's not really
Right.
polished like what we have now of polish yet. Even though they call it polish, it's really not really polish. It's kind of like a clear, um, clear glossy kind of thing. Nail white, you know, they saw the nail white nail buffers. You can see there's a nail buffer up
Hmm.
there. Um, Glossing liquids to put on the nail so that you can make it glossy.
Yeah.
Um, Nail floss, a core prepared for beautifying, cleaning, and whitening and removing stains underneath the nails. Look at that nail floss.
Oh, I guess that'd work fine.
I guess so. You know,
I
I guess
guess
you
so.
had like a white colored type of string, and then you would run it under the
Yeah.
nail. That's kind of clever. And then you had all kinds of manicure cutlery and things. The same stuff we have now,
Yeah, it
really.
looks, and that also just looks exactly the same.
Exactly the same. It's exactly the same, really. And there isn't a lot different on this curling fluids and that kind of stuff, curling powders and from machines. Castile shampoo, we still have that.
Yes.
Castile soap, Castile
Hmm.
soap, we still have that. So a lot of stuff in here is kind of interesting because we still use some kind of something like this from before. L'Oreal henna. Look, L'Oreal actually made henna at the time. It's
And
kind of
that's such a
interesting.
fascinating thing that's kind of come back in vogue of people going back to
To
henna
henna.
hair dye. I mean,
Yeah.
in America, going back to it.
Yeah. Yes. Well, henna was big. They had several brands, as you can see here, of henna. B. Paul's henna, Neos henna, Jeans henna Oriental. So, and then the L'Oreal henna. There's a lot of Egyptian henna. So there's quite a bit of
Yeah.
brands of henna. Um, Egg shampoos, kind of interesting.
Oh,
Uh, Wild Snap pin for bob hair. So there's pins,
is that a bobby pin?
bobby pins.
There's
Yeah,
pins. Yeah.
yeah. Look at that, and they sold them in a little case here for pins. No talks. Colors hair inside as nature does. Wow. So this is a hair dye, basically, some kind of a hair
Hmm.
dye. Um, I don't know. All these brands. Look at how many brands for gray or faded hair coloring. So these are all
Yeah.
kinds of hair coloring brushes. You know, hair brushes of all kinds
Oh,
and
sure.
smocks, capes, which we do the same. Combs.
Hmm.
Uh, And these are the curling irons. Remember we had some of these
Oh
curling irons
yeah.
before? See, look at here they are. They're all here, the curling irons. They're $1.50 and $2 each. So that's some money for those. It's not
Yeah,
as
and you'd
expensive as
still
I
have to
think.
heat them
Yeah, you have to you need
independently,
this
like on
you
a,
need this
oh, I
machine
see.
here to heat it. See this one or this
Yeah,
one. So these are all heaters for those.
I
They're called
see.
curling iron gas stoves
Right.
because these are connected to gas. You see,
Uh-huh.
you
Yeah.
have to actually connect them to a gas
A gas line.
to light up. Yeah, yeah. How dangerous that is. Oof.
Well,
But
yeah, I imagine the curling stoves and those waving machines. I
yeah,
feel like the standards weren't quite as high for safety for that kind of stuff. Sure, it
no, not
was
at all.
a
Yeah,
little bit dangerous.
I'd be kind of scared. Yeah. Nets. Look at all these nets for your hair. So see,
Well,
like you
yeah,
could
then
put
you'd
this
sleep
on
that way.
and you would sleep like this. So then it would keep your, see, Gibson Coiffure cap made of lightweight, airy net, ideal overlapping feature of the back pivots from a drawn ribbon on the top, makes the cap fit any size head. There you go. See,
Yep.
so you take this and take it home, and then you could keep your hairstyle for the whole week, and then go back the next week to get your hair done. And this is if you were missing hair, you could buy some. You
Yep.
see. So this is like a side piece, cut hair piece, back pieces. So they sold pieces that you could add to hair, like if you
Hmm.
needed extra hair. Um,
Yeah.
you could buy different pieces of hair. So I guess doing this. Look at all these hair
Oh, look at all those
coronet
pieces.
braids, side things, bobbing curls, side waves,
Hmm.
all kinds of things. All these are like all different hair pieces, and they're about $2 a piece. These little
Oh,
pieces of hair. Um, this is a whole thing. Look at this. You put the
yeah.
things in the back so you can make it look like you have a bun in the
Hmm.
back, so that you don't actually have a bob hairstyle. If
Right.
that was a problem, it's called the
Sure.
collegiate. See?
Oh,
Yeah, see, so if you don't want people to know that you bob your hair, you put that on there and it looks like you actually have a back bun with your
yeah.
hair instead of actually having it cut. Isn't that funny?
That's funny.
Yeah. Look at they
Well,
had
that's a
even made to
solution.
measure.
Yeah.
Yeah, made to
Oh,
measure
yeah.
hair goods. They even had they would make them for a man or a woman, the wig, so that it would fit
Oh,
your hair.
sure.
Then they would look at that. They had repair work or directions to care for the wigs,
Hmm.
so the salon could actually care for your wigs and this. Very interesting stuff. And it has a whole index of things, and then it had a card, so you could send the card in with what you wanted and order it.
Oh, wow.
Isn't
Yeah.
that isn't that
Oh,
funny?
that's
So you could
neat.
put the name of the shop, the owner, where it was, and what merchandise you wanted, and then you took this card and you it was postage paid already, and you just put
Oh,
it in the mail, and they would send it to you. Isn't that interesting?
that's so neat.
That's quite a thing here. Obviously, they would call you for payment or something of the sort because
Sure.
they didn't have any payment information on here. But yeah, really quite an interesting kind of ideas here in this little catalog.
Absolutely. Oh, that's so neat.
Mhm.
We had a slightly off-topic question. Sorry,
Yeah,
conferencing. So Lisette asked
yeah.
if she wanted to know what vintage shops you go to for inspiration, or if there's
Okay.
any shops you recommend.
Well, if you've been to the Burbank area in Los Angeles, I don't know where you are, but if you are in Los Angeles, in the Burbank area where we have our shop, it's called Magnolia Boulevard, and on that boulevard, there's a number of shops all through that street. So there's several blocks of different independent shops, and a lot of them are antique dealers, and they have
Yeah.
vintage things. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff there. There's one large one that's called Play Clothes, and that one is a larger store of vintage that has all different eras of vintage, and as well as furniture and decor pieces, as well as clothing for men and women. So that one I would recommend if you're in town to go check out, because they have a lot of selection of things. Always interesting stuff in there. The owner actually buys different antiques and also collections from different studios when they close productions and other things. So she has quite a lot of original costumes from different productions as well, which is great for Halloween, because she has really great costumes from
Mhm.
different theater productions or television or movie productions. So a lot of interesting stuff in there that she has. Also, she buys collections when people retire from being, wardrobe people for different films. So she has quite a bit of things from those folks as well. So a lot of interesting stuff. If you're in that area, I would recommend that one because of the variety. Um, but uh, but there's a lot of other ones, and there's another store called It's a Wrap that only sells
Yeah.
things that have been used in productions of any kind of television and movies and things like this. So they have a lot of variety of clothes as well, and it's on the same boulevard. All of these shops are on the same kind of walking distance from each other, so you could park your car and then just walk a few blocks up and down and have a really fun time shopping if you want something to do, and it's all outdoors, so it's very safe to do this, and they're all independent shops, so it's not inside of a mall or anything enclosed. It's all kind of out in the street, so it's easy to get to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such a good, it's such a lovely little area to visit if you are in the
Hmm.
Los Angeles area. It's really cool and yeah, great suggestions there. Then, an easy question, what lipstick are you wearing today?
I'm wearing the Red Hot Red today, so I
Oh,
wanted something
cool.
bright, so I just grabbed the Red Hot Red.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm wearing Dusty Rose today.
Awesome.
Lovely. So wonderful. Such a fascinating book. What a find. And a lot more stuff that's still the same than I would have
Yeah,
thought originally. So that's so neat to see.
that's what's interesting about antiques. You look at the past, and you think that things have changed so much, but a lot of the stuff actually is exactly the same, or pretty much the same as it was at the turn of the century. Not too many things, some things have been obviously updated and redesigned, but some things are exactly the same. Like the eyelash curler, for example. I don't think,
Yeah.
we changed that design too much, actually, from what's still being used. So a lot of really interesting uh, things and ideas to see, what people used to do to their hair and what we do now, which is kind of like things are kind of, it looks like coming back to some of these things like the henna or the oils and moisturizing oils for the hair and things like this. So it's
Yeah.
kind of an interesting thing to look at.
That's lovely. Well, thank you so much, Gabriela. Another fun tour of the past. Very cool. And thank you all so much for watching. Let us know if you have any questions. You can always put them in the comments. You can also follow Gabriela herself at Besame Girl. So if you want to see little pieces from these lives and get updates on her life, she's a great person to follow there. And that is all for today. We will be back next week with more fun stuff, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye bye.